Hey guys, Crewman here, and AMD saved itself from itself. Finally. It took 3 days of the internet blowing up, of plenty of tech tubers, myself included, releasing videos, basically skewering AMD, a brand that we all love, and a brand that we need to succeed if you want to see innovation in the graphics card market. Well, they did the impossible. They did something that I never thought could happen. They made NVIDIA look consumer friendly. For anybody who was under a rock or, maybe just enjoying the Halloween festivities this weekend, on Thursday, AMD quietly released their latest Adrenaline drivers and basically said, by the way, we are putting RDNA 2 and RDNA 1 in maintenance mode. Which, long story short, that generally means day one patches are gone, and they basically were going to do, like emergency bug fixes or security patches. And the way I took that was that they weren't going to do any optimization for these. And I feel like I was correct on that. Now, they clarified a little bit on Friday after getting skewered by major tech outlets and the internet in general. And they said, no, if something breaks, we'll give it updates. And that wasn't really that good of an answer. Now look, this thing is RDNA 1. This is the 5700 XT. This is almost 6 years old. If you put this in legacy mode, sure, fine, I get it, right? And I've already said that putting a 3-year-old GPU in a maintenance mode is unacceptable. It's just ridiculous. Well, AMD walked that back. Now, as far as terrible PR, AMD is the king. Frankly, AMD, if you're listening, you need to fire anybody who recommended doing any of this, because all you did was sow doubt into gamers' minds when you already don't have enough market share to compete. Don't do that. I was literally, before I saw this article, I was literally filming a video that I thankfully don't need anymore saying, should we buy RDNA 2 anymore? So let's get to what AMD released. So basically, they said continued support for every Radeon gamer. What this means for you. So they say that we've heard your feedback and we want to clear up confusion around the latest Adrenaline driver release, aka we messed up. So here's us walking this back. What this means for you, it's not the end of support for RDNA 1 or RDNA 2. And they're saying that your GPUs will continue to receive game support for new releases, stability and optimization, security and bug fixes. Now, this is funny. This is where they're trying to walk it back, but maybe it's not the worst thing. And hear me out at the end of this. The difference is that these products will now benefit from a dedicated, stable driver branch, one built upon years of tuning and optimization. This approach helps deliver a smoother, more consistent experience for your games while insulating previous generations from rapid changes designed for newer architecture. All right, that's fair. Give credit where credit's due. Basically, what AMD is saying is generally there are times when the latest drivers get released for, like something like FSR4 or AMD's version of FrameGen. They could bork the whole driver and then affect things like the 5000 series and the 6000 series, which essentially have nothing to do with FSR4 and FrameGen or any of the other latest improvements. So what they're saying is by splitting this, if they break FSR4 in a few games, your legacy GPUs won't be affected. And if the latest driver is bad, then you don't have to then your latest driver, as in the one for RDNA 2, is good. I give them that. That's good. Gonna release a turd sandwich, at least figure out a way to make it work for the gamers. And this is good. This is a good thing. And then they're finally saying our commitment. We've supported Radeon gamers for generations, and that commitment's not changing. Whether you're gaming on an RX 5000, RX 6000, or the latest RX 9000s, you'll continue to get reliability, performance, and care that you expect from AMD. Well, it sounds like they let the CPU division write this press release and fix their mess. Because it's super ironic that a company that literally is about to set the record for the oldest still supported socket in the CPU market, Intel could take a lesson from these guys, just finally said, Radeon division, hold my beer, let's fix this. So, is AMD forgiven? maybe this is a good thing, right? I'm serious. Like I said, maybe splitting the drivers is a good thing, so that when Redstone and FSR4 break something, they're not going to break your old graphics cards. And I think this put AMD on notice. We, the gamers, the tech media, regular gamers, everybody, we let our thoughts be heard. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people will say the only way it matters is when you vote with your wallet. I would say that that's not necessarily true. A company like AMD, especially in the GPU division, cannot afford to lose a PR battle like this. As I said, I was literally releasing a video that was about to say, should you buy RDNA 3 or 2? Do you even trust RDNA 4 now? How long is it going to be till they legacy those? I think AMD got the hint, and I think it will be a long... I don't think you'll see them try to pull this again, because frankly, they don't have the market share to do something like this. Hell, when you make NVIDIA look good, when you make them look PR friendly when they did nothing, that's not good. That's not good. Whoever released this, or whoever's idea this was, should be fired. Frankly, they should just be fired. This was the dumbest thing you could have ever did, and you created a PR nightmare for nothing. Now, what came out of it might be good. I really do think splitting up the drivers could be a good thing. Now, does this mean that you'll get a little less support for these? Look, let's not kid ourselves, right? You probably already were. And some tech tubers are already saying, and I don't remember who, but I agree with them. I think it might have been Ancient Gameplays. He basically said, how much do you really think NVIDIA's updating your 3000 or your 2000 series GPUs? I'm probably agree with him on that, right? They're just not saying anything. Like they're saying they still have driver support and the games do work. So, I mean, they're doing something, which was more than AMD was doing up until yesterday. So, AMD, whenever the Radeon guys talk, just don't listen to them. Only let the CPU guys do your marketing from now on. So, they walked it back. That's a good thing. I think it's safe to buy RDNA 2 and RDNA 1 graphics cards again. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing a market watch on RDNA 2 and RDNA 1 over the next, I don't know, maybe week or two to see if this kerfluffle or whatever you want to call it had an effect on the market. So, that's it for this one. Overall, AMD walked it back. This could be better. All is right in the world, I hope. AMD, please don't do this again. Please don't mess up my YouTube schedule again. I had some really good content coming out. That is pushed back a day because I had to film this. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe for all the latest news in PCs, tech, and we hold every company accountable on this channel, whether we work with them or not. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.